Why don't you do it this way?
Then be stronger.
Oh, well, then if you're going to be stronger, you're not going to like it.
No,
but
I will.
No, you won't.
I will. I will.
I couldn't say one.
You definitely won't.
Yeah, but listen.
So,
like I'm in the way we talk.
you guys chose 5 and 3. You have 1, 4, 2, and 6 to choose from. So
Am I choosing?
Choose a number between 1 and 6, just not obviously.
Okay, but you choose a number.
3 and 5. I think I have a golden one.
No, you choose one, and you choose one, and then pick the number in the middle.
What? Why are you making that so complicated?
Just choose the
Choose a
number.
damn number.
6.
Wait.
Okay.
Did we choose 6?
No, just 5.
No, sorry, 6. No, it doesn't count. Can you?
Why doesn't 6?
Okay.
You said number 1.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Okay, number 1.
4.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, it's fitting with what have we had? We've had cheating, we've had makeup, relationships, emotional.
But this is a whole conversation. Like this doesn't. This is not.
No, this doesn't have to be.
Okay, fine.
Just like the videos.
Okay.
No!
Okay, porn. Let's talk about porn. And modern day porn. I'm not talking about like.
We're talking about chess. No, I'm joking.
Like.
Huh?
We're not talking about like the porn, like. What's it? Whatever. Like the porn sites that you used to go on when you were a child. I'm talking to you guys here.
Or ETV.
What's
ETV porn.
What?
I don't know what ETV is.
Oh shit, you probably do.
No, I think he's joking. I think he knows what ETV is.
I don't know what ETV is. I don't know what SABC 1, 2, 3 is.
You just say ETV. Anyways, we're not talking about the ETV porn. We're talking about like the modern day, modern world.
Okay.
Porn.
Yes.
Huh?
Modern
what-
day,
what-
modern world way of porn. Like OnlyFans.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Okay, so what are we talking about now? What is the
Porn.
You know, I know.
I mean, that's the same.
I know. We
He
made that
doesn't know what
clear.
to say about porn. Look at his face.
I just
No,
mean,
it's, look here.
is it a problem? Is it not a problem? Why are we talking about OnlyFans? Why modern day? What?
Look here, no topic is off limits here, right? We talk about whatever because
Some topics are off limits.
really, like what?
I don't know.
I feel like no topic should be off limits because we're talking about life and all things life.
Unfiltered.
But yeah, if you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. If it offends you, then don't be here. That's okay. But like
I
the
think
point
I
of
have to
it,
stay.
Please.
but,
We would have such a big following.
but I'm just
You wake
saying,
up tomorrow and they're like,
it
"Nyeh."
shouldn't offend you so much that you like. It's normal and like whatever.
Okay,
So
so
anyway,
go.
porn. What do you think about it?
Sure. It's
I was gonna say again, I think it's liquor.
No, really, what do you think about it? Do you think it's something that like I know like a lot of men will say, oh, it's so normal, like it's a normal thing, right? Like men will say, oh, it's a normal thing, and
There's a lot of things today that is normal
yeah,
that shouldn't be normal.
yeah.
So that's the simple way to put it.
I just feel like I think it's disgusting.
Mhm.
Personally, me, I just think it's not a nice thing. You
Well,
exploiting.
okay,
It's dangerous.
Sorry, or like disgusting, like what do you mean?
Like I just
Like
feel
what's disgusting? Like what is disgusting?
like gross. Like why are you getting off on watching other people have sex? That's
Okay.
gross.
Oh, wait, I actually have a question for both of you.
There's a loaded.
Before you, I have a question on this topic for both of you guys. Porn itself, right? Do you think it ruins marriages?
Can.
Yes, 1000%. Because I feel like
The
porn.
expectation?
It's an expectation thing. Because porn is done in such a way that like it's made to look like sex is supposed to be this freaking
Grandiose.
grandiose affair, right? And technically, actually speaking, it's an act of intimacy, right? That
It's
is what it
supposed to
is.
be
It's an act
powerful,
of
but
intimacy.
yeah.
It's supposed to be an act of love, like you procreate, but also like it's something that you share with your partner. It's not meant to be this weird thing. And like obviously, some people have the kinks, fine, whatever. By all means, do whatever. But porn makes it make that seem like it's the norm, and that's not the norm. Sex is intimacy, right, with your partner. The love you share for your partner, that intimacy thing.
Yeah.
It's not this whatever porn is making out to be. So then men, especially because men are most of the users of porn are men, right? Women are they are the people taking advantage. They are the women. They are.
Don't make sure that the women, they've got their ways of also
No, I know, but
consuming
women,
their version of
porn. Yeah, I know, but like I'm just saying in general, like
50 Shades of
50 Shades of Grey, the
bruh.
books and all of those things, right?
Yo, I work.
But that's not exploiting. That's not exploiting actual people. I'm talking about porn in the industry and how it's exploited.
No.
And I'm not also talking. Do you know, no? Like porn is such a hectic thing because porn is a big cover, like normal female adult porn is a big cover up for child pornography, and that is why I think it's disgusting because it leads into child pornography, and that is fucking disgusting. The sites that a lot of you people use, what is that, Pornhub and all of those things, they were proven to be. There was actually things that you were signed against, like petitions, and I signed against it. They were a big cover up for child trafficking and child pornography. So you watching it and you supporting child pornography in essence. And these men that have kids and families and they're like, oh, it's normal. No, it's not fucking normal, guys. It's disgusting. You are supporting child pornography, child trafficking, sex trafficking, and exploitation of women and children. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. So, and I will die on that hill, and that's why I say, but also it ruins marriages because there's this expectation that a woman must be like this and look this way. Most of those women are bimbos that have every kind of filler and enhancement and things in them. Normal women don't look like that. Boobs move, BTW, and people like no one it's creating this expectation of how women should look, and especially for younger people, like younger males, right? Like teenage boys going through that, and they all experiment and look at it, and they're like, oh, this is how a relationship is supposed to be, this is how sex is supposed to be, this is how a woman's supposed to look. It's disgusting. That's why you get the Andrew Tates of the world, and the Andrew Tate wannabes, and the Andrew Tate followers. It's gross. And he runs a child trafficking sex ring also, and I will say it on camera, he's a weird guy. But anyway.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah. Go for it. But that's why I think porn is gross, because it leads to bigger things.
Sure.
It's like a gateway drug.
What's your thoughts?
Where do I start? I'm trying to think of everything you just said. Okay. Firstly,
is it a danger to society?
It's very dangerous. It is dangerous. No, the thing is, it's very dangerous, and it can lead you down a dark path.
And it also can become addictive.
Not can be, it will become addictive.
Yeah.
It will become addictive. It's dangerous in that sense. You can go down a rabbit hole and you'll struggle to come out, and that's how it can ruin marriages as well. It's like it's an addiction. It's an addiction.
Personally, for a man, it's actually unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because you keep going back there, right? I mean, like if you're married and stuff, you go back there, looking at those stuff.
I feel like you're cheating on your partner. You're cheating on your wife by doing that.
Right?
You're cheating on your partner by doing that. You are.
If you're going to go down the cheating,
you're emotionally cheating.
If you're going to go down the cheating, it's going to bring up the same conversation pretty much. Because you're going to go back to the, okay, why? Why is this person doing that? What are they missing? Blah, 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 blah. Because obviously they're getting something
from that.
They're
just wanting to obviously get off. Like men are hornier than women in general. It's just like a normal thing. It's just a way of life.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think so.
I don't agree with that statement.
I
actually feel women are more hornier than men, but it's just that you don't. I don't think you guys will communicate it the way we do.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I feel like women think about sex throughout the day more than men. Honestly,
do you think that? Why do you think that? Why do you believe that?
I just believe that. I feel I don't know.
Explain, elaborate.
She's fiery.
But I'm just saying, like you've heard conversations because he works in the office full of women and old women, obviously.
No. Even like in comment sections and stuff like that.
The good old comment section.
Like you'll see, and then like the women admit that they think about sex maybe.
Like but they can control themselves a lot more than men.
Yes, they can control. But then I was like, what the fuck do you think about? Like in a weird thing, maybe think about your guys.
Me neither.
Like, what do you guys think of?
I don't know what you think of.
Look here, they go deep. Right? That's not the right word I should use.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I was at work,
Yo, I have like a multitask of tabs open in my head,
When-
and like
this is
sex
going
is
out
not
of
one of
control
them
right
on
now.
like most days. I have
When
like
look here, when
laundry,
I used to
kids,
work-
school pickup, school drop off, what's for school lunch, what's for supper, what did I take out of the freezer for what report to
Yeah,
have
but okay,
this, what
maybe
client am I
that-
seeing?
That stage of your life, right? So you go through different stages in life. You and I obviously be at that stage, but there's maybe like I don't know, maybe when someone got to their 40s. Apparently that's when
Nah, man, I get where you're coming from. Look here, when I worked at a
I
bookstore
don't
there,
know,
Whittles, right?
Dumbfounded as you are.
When that 50 Shades of Grey came out, those 3 books, right? These women were flocking into the store with like no shame, no embarrassment, no like, and I'm talking not just older women, I'm talking teenagers, like flocking into the store, spending money on these books, and like the amount of books that we had come in just of that one book was pretty much the equivalent to what we were getting for everything else that was in the store. It was just constant, right? That was whole day. That's what we were watching. So much to the point that it's like you knew what was in these bloody books because they just could not stop talking about it, right?
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, and I'm talking like if anybody's read those books, like it's like insane, right? It's pretty explicit, right? And it's like there was a massive conversation then where it was
Did
like,
you read those books?
Me.
like males are like this and like that, but it's like, oh, look at you guys. Like it's not even shame, and yours is like even more what's it? And the thing is,
But
I
they-
don't feel like that's
but
worse
they-
than porn, like watching
No, hold on.
visually. It's
No,
not
no,
making
no, no, no,
exploiting
wait,
They
hold
get
on.
labeled for that.
no, they don't. But wait,
We'll get labeled.
you might say it's not the same.
Because you're dirty old skis
You
if you're
see,
watching
No,
women
no, no.
and children
No,
on
not
like
watching,
naked
I'm saying
having.
We have to line up for books. Let's just.
But the thing
Men
is-
don't have the anatomical mind and brain to want to read.
Okay, so no, let's break
But
it
yeah,
down.
I know what you mean. I know what
So
you mean.
you say, right? Yeah, I'm into this, but what is the feeling that they're getting out of it, right? What's the feeling that they get? That's at the end of the day, it's the releasing of certain hormones, right? You feel lick afterwards. You sitting there with a book, same thing. They sit and they engross in this book, same thing, right? At the end of the day, the point is, it's like porn is not just like this thing that you watch like on a video,
Yeah.
whatever. It is everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
Everything that we absorb leads us that way. From the little like TV show that you will watch, right, to what's all the other stuff that you'll find, right? It all leads on that because it's all little seeds. Yeah, you watch that TV show and that particular person looked like that and they were doing that. Ooh, and all of a sudden something sparked and it goes and it goes and it goes. Everything around us, even the Disney shows that we watched as children.
Some of them were
Literally.
like wild. Yeah.
I watched the other day, right? We were watching, right? El Dorado or something like animated. I was like, yo, I watched this movie as a child. I couldn't remember the movie. I just remember it was about treasure. Bro, the amount of references and looks and the way they were dressing and things they said and facial expressions in there.
Really?
Yes, I was like,
That's wild.
yeah.
I just
So,
yeah,
it's an
feel-
issue.
I feel if you can stop that habit, stop it.
Yeah, definitely. It's dangerous.
100% because it'll make you better as a man. I feel.
It's weakness. It's definitely weakness. It takes your power away.
It actually takes your testosterone away. By the way.
Why do men watch these videos?
Yeah. Why do
Why
men watch
why?
like what? Why do you watch porn?
Why?
Why did you like obviously
What?
you cannot sit there and tell me you never dabbled in porn because most
I
men
don't
have.
openly admit my sin. Stuff for
Okay, I start to feel a lot. But why
I'll
do
never
men?
admit sin if I
Why do
did it.
men?
If I did it.
Why do men watch porn? What is so interesting about porn? And I'm talking about like
But that's
like
a silly question.
teenagers.
What do you mean?
But
What
from
makes
when
you go and click the video or look up?
When you get older, is it not just basic biology? You get older, you get feelings and urges. So, why do you think we get married? Why are we encouraged to get married? Because you get to like point in life where you're getting certain urges. So
okay, yeah, but like
it's a
why?
very simple. Like I think it's like,
I just feel like it's. You know what?
but things
I
are
feel-
a lot more accessible today. Though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, right? Back in the day, this it wasn't.
You have to go out and go buy.
Yeah, you can't just pull out your phone and literally everything you need is on this
iPhone.
phone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like,
What What do you mean magazine?
Like an adult shop, like you could probably go. I might.
Bro, where do you think the
I might be
Playboy
mistaken
started?
here, sorry, maybe marginal, I don't know. But as far as
Oh, like DVDs, like
Yeah,
you are
like
going
even
for a
before
movie.
that,
Oh yeah, okay.
like even before that, it was magazines. Yeah.
magazines.
Like Playboy and stuff like that. But
But
like
like,
now
I
we've
feel like-
evolved to like.
To answer your question, I feel like it's a fantasy thing. You go and maybe it's a fantasy.
Okay, yeah, I get that because like you get like freaking anime porn and some people watch anime porn.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
weird.
that goes
You
into
get
called
Richard.
fetishes
And
now.
the
That's
thing
what
is,
you
my
mean.
only concern is like I look at how technology is advancing. And we think of our kids going forward. Like, look how it was, right? From you saying now, magazines. It came from magazines to DVDs to now fucking just opening your phone and looking at this shit, right? So how's it gonna be in a couple of we don't know how the future looks. Wow.
Robots.
Yeah, fucking robots, exactly.
Rather robots.
It's gonna be
We're not
worse.
exploiting any people or children.
Like why I say like they actually need to put a stop to this shit because it's getting out of hand. I read an article actually on NZ Herald, which is our local news, right? About this reporter. So there's a thing that's going on, and I don't know if you heard about it. It's called deep fakes. Yeah. So you can literally, if you have a photo of someone, you can literally put that face on a porn video on someone, and that face will come up with that body. Like, that's a fucked up.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like,
That's weird.
That's wild.
It's
It's crazy.
dangerous.
They're
And
doing
like
it.
we actually, if you, it's not gonna stop.
It's not gonna. That's
Like
what I'm saying.
people are weird today, and people are getting weirder. And the thing is, that's why I say it's like it's look. Okay, I don't want to bring this up, but anyway, look at Diddy, for example. Right? That's a typical example of someone that would have been in the industry of music. That right, he was surrounded by all these like beautiful women. Then he became numb to it. Right? It got darker, started going on to men apparently, and maybe even lighties, who knows, right?
1000%.
It goes darker, and your soul, it's like your soul just gets darker. So they got
It's an addiction and like nothing. It's like drugs.
It's like drugs. And
So
it's going to
you
get
start off
weirder.
with weed, right? And then weed, like you're doing it so much that it's not having any effect on you, and then you go to something else,
You get to the
and then you
harder,
go to harder and harder and harder drugs until you OD and you die.
yeah. And no, literally, and you
Literally.
yeah.
But you
yeah.
ruin your life. You essentially ruin your life.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's gonna get weird, and the only thing that will change that is actually what we do, like with our lattice, for example, like what we let them watch or what we expose them to or not expose them to. That's the only thing. Because I think half
But
our
the thing is,
problems
like, lots of people are exposed to it, and this is actually it's proven that most children are exposed to it through other children.
Yeah.
Most boys are exposed to it through like an older cousin or an older brother or an older friend or whatever.
Yeah.
So how do you control that, right? You can't, because
Yeah.
it happens at schools. It happens on a like sports field, whatever.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
can't control that.
You
You
can't
can only
control
control. You can only control.
what you allow in your house.
Yeah, and
what you teach them
their
and your models and
that's what
values
we
and
can
blah, blah.
control.
But yeah,
That's
yeah,
literally it. And then you have to just trust it because we are surrounded by everywhere, bro. Like, I don't watch movies the same like I used to. Because the stuff I
time
notice.
to watch movies.
No, but like sometimes, like if Akeem wants to watch a TV show, like the stuff that I pick up on now, and I'm like, oh, this
I hear you.
conditioning
Even
is
on
going
YouTube,
from when we were
kids.
2 years old, bruh. Like literally, we were 2 years old. You wanna ask like, I saw a meme like a while ago where this guy was literally saying like, you wanna know why our generation, as in whether it's this millennial generation or whatever, is so obsessed with ass, right? Is because one of that shows cow and chicken or what's it? You just see exactly, right?
It's conditioning from a young
Literally,
age.
it's conditioning from a young age. Like all these Disney shows, like I watched Lion King the other day, or the other few months back, right? The animated one. And like when they're singing like in the jungle, okay, cool. But why must they show the bum of the elephant all the time?
How pokey do they make that?
Yeah.
Just think about it.
Right, like everything.
At the moment you don't think when you're watching as a life, you're not But
You know,
think about
yeah.
it now. I'm thinking,
Everything.
holy shit, that's a perky ass. You know what I mean?
You see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all the show. Look, Johnny Bravo, bro. That man was a hoe, bro.
Yeah.
I never seen
Yes,
it.
But we
course.
watched it. We watched it like yo, and now you
Even
can't.
Popeye.
Oh yeah, that man was high all the time.
Yeah, all his pipe.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Huh?
Oh my god! Like,
Is it all sinky? Is it all like
it's all
that? No, we were conditioned as children to be the way we are. So then you ask the question about porn. Bro, half of us didn't even have a choice because it was put in front of us unknowingly.
I also think when it comes to
No.
porn, I also think when it comes
Certain-
to porn, the way women dress today,
Ooh, that's another
that's
topic.
another topic on its own, right?
That's another topic on its own.
I'll leave that.
Yeah.
I won't even speak.
I just feel like, you know what, I actually reposted this the other day before we end up. We
I
like
don't know
this,
why men like just fucking they want to dress like that. Like now,
And they're gonna say, excuse
lower
me.
your
Yeah.
fucking
Lower
gaze
your
like the
gaze.
prophet said. Number
Lower
one.
your
Number
gaze.
one.
But why the fuck
You
must
respond-
you be weird?
Like, okay, I understand that,
Must
but
we
you
not
already.
see you all because you're showing us?
Okay, I get you. I get
How are you
saying,
supposed to lower your
like,
gaze when it
whatever.
slaps you from the bottom?
No, but you are responsible for you. And other people are responsible for them. If someone wants to wear, yeah, but that's how they're dressing. But you are responsible for you. Lower you guys. Number one. Number two, I reposted this. I reposted it on the other day. Men are
I
so
did too.
quick to talk about women and how they dress and blah, 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 blah. But they forget themselves that they also have an aura. They forget themselves.
That clothing thing that you posted
Like,
about.
yeah, like the thing is, it's like, I 100% agree with you. Women are dressing like, they have clothes, but they look naked, right? And that's times of the ends of times, whatever. But also, men, you also have to cover yourselves, and you also have a responsibility to shut your eyes, look away, don't make a comment. It's not for you.
But no, but
No, there's no buts and ifs and buts and maybes. That is
Hold
what
up,
it is.
no,
Okay,
hold up,
it's
wait a
black and
minute.
white. It's black and
Wait,
white. Lower
wait.
you guys.
Yeah, okay.
You can sit here all you want and say this person mustn't do so, blah 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 blah. But you can very much
But
turn your face
nobody
and
said
turn your
anything
eyes.
about us not turning your guys.
Yeah,
No, but
but he's asking why must women do so that? Why can't you close your
but
eyes?
you're looking for
no, but why must
Why
women?
can't-
No. Wait, hold up.
Why
No,
must
but-
you look?
But why are you dressing like
Okay, now hold up.
Why-
Wait. Let's see the different angle quickly. You have a daughter, right?
Yeah,
You have a daughter.
yeah.
Would you want her to go out when she's older, wearing short shorts, blah, blah?
1000% not.
Right? First, don't say anything else because you
Okay.
will go on a snowball. Right? She will learn that
Yeah.
from what she sees out there. She ain't gonna lower her gaze when she's a child. She doesn't have to
Yeah.
lower her gaze. She's gonna see that girl over there is so cool. Look how she's dressing. She's popular. But it's not about him. It's the fact
Yeah.
that it's a society thing.
It's a
So they
society,
got
yeah.
out there. So from a point of lowering your gaze, absolutely. Lower your gaze. Push that aside. Doesn't matter. That is what it is. But from a point of like what other girls are also seeing, what other people are seeing and observing, he does have a point. Like, bro, cover your shit.
Yeah.
Like, cover it. Like, unless you actively wanting to go out there and get that attention, and then don't get pissed off when you get attention from a guy, bro, because you wanted the attention. Now you're playing hard to get something wrong with you.
Yeah.
So,
You want to
Okay.
become all defensive. Look
Yeah.
at the fucking influence these days.
exactly. And they full of, I can't,
You spoke about it before.
when it comes to,
Exactly that.
Yeah.
You're saying lower your gaze or
Yeah.
why the fuck must you be this like that?
Yeah.
For who and for what?
Yeah.
Fucking Harry
and all of your
Potter,
influence as well, bro. You can
Okay, you don't have to be so specific.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Wait.
Okay.
And then woman's fucking simple thing. Lower your gaze. No, bro.
It's not just about that. I get what you're saying. Like, but I also do think like it's like men are very quick. This is why I say lower your gaze, because it's the men that are very quick to be like, they want to call out women, right? But those same men that are calling out women
Let's just
are
finish it off.
liking.
Let's carry this conversation on. I reckon this is going to be split in two parts.
Yeah, that's
Because
fine.
we're going
But
for it right now.
just listening
I think
on a
it's
serious note, those
important.
same men that were saying close yourself in, I'm not talking about my husband, but I'm just talking about in general, those same men that will always comment on a woman and how they're dressing and whatever, they're the first ones to go and like Kim Kardashian's naked pictures or J.Lo's naked pictures. And I know this because these are men that will say, oh, why does that girl dress like that? Why does it? And then I see their names, broad daylight, their husbands, their fathers, liking Kim Kardashian's
Well, then they're
naked
hypocrites.
ass.
But we're not talking about hypocrites today.
G-string song. But I'm talking about and that's the men that I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And this is majority of the men. You too might not be there because you don't think that way. You might not see it like that. But I see time and time again on bookies. You can also think people, friends of mine, their husbands, people that I know, acquaintances, their husbands, Muslim men that want to comment and want to have big mouths and say X, Y, Z. Their children will never. But you're liking half naked people on Instagram and on TikTok. Disgusting. You are disgusting. So that's why I say lower your gaze and look at yourself and what you're doing before you go and comment on another person, because you obviously liking it and you going around and you enjoying it. So why are you sitting here and saying don't do that and don't do that? No, you are a hypocrite, like you said.
Yes, that's a hypocrite.
But that's majority of men.
Itself, though. Like, if that's what you're doing and you're like, oh yeah, why must you dress like that? But you're like, okay, nah, liquor. That's a different
But
story.
that's majority of men. And I heard a specific conversation that was had with my husband, and my husband just stood there. By the way, which I'm still going to mood him for. But anyway, the specific person, this girl walked past. Look here, this girl could have been like, you know how the girls dress here and how they look. Also, they're very well developed, and especially the girls these days, they look like they're older than they actually are. But this girl was in high school because she was with a lot of friends that looked a lot younger, right? But she was very developed. She had boobs, she had a booty, whatever. She was a very pretty young girl.
Who is this girl?
I saw it and I heard it and I never commented on it, but I'm commenting on it today. And you know who you are because I was there and I hear and I see and I don't miss a thing, a single beat. I just choose to keep quiet sometimes, surprisingly. But anyways, this guy, look, my husband won't say anything. And he knows I was there because I was like literally within ear of a shot. He knows because I just spoke to him before. But anyways, this person said to him, yo, look at that, look at this, look, yeah, because we spoke about it, like we'll speak about it, whatever, but like I don't like that kind of vibes, but it whatever. But this guy commented on this girl's bum, right? And watch this girl walking all the way. This girl could have been this guy, like this guy has children. This girl was not like a few years older than that person's child, maybe even the same age.
No, I didn't know what you're talking about. But no more water.
So that's what I'm saying. You cannot comment on another person's body, another woman, the way they dress, when you yourself are out there doing mad shit. And part of your order is to lower your gaze as a man. So that's why I will be very passionate about this. I never want that for my daughter. I don't want to dress like that. I feel like women should cover themselves more. Let's be more modest. Stop blaming women because then I'm gonna get so agitated.
I'm not blaming women though. I'm not blaming, but it is what it is.
Yes, we should. It is what it is, but there's two sides to it. That's why there is a rule that women should be modest and cover themselves. Yes, that's one side of it. That's 50% of it. The other 50% is shut your fucking eyes. Close your eyes. Look away.
Look here.
It's a 50-50 thing. Stop blaming one person over the other person. It is a two-way street. It is the same man that is so passionate about a woman covering herself is the one looking at her ass and she's 16 years old.
But now look here, hold up. That sounds like very targeted, but okay, look here.
But it's not just this person, it happens all the time.
Okay, but we're not talking, that's a given in itself. He's not saying that, like, we're not talking it from a hypocrite perspective. We're not saying, right, we're saying low, like don't dress a particular way,
yeah,
right, but you actually like that and you like it. We're not talking about that person.
Yeah.
What he's trying to say is that, and to an extent, like, okay, let's eliminate the males from this quickly for a second so that I can make it clear. We should lower our gaze, right? Just stop looking, right? And lowering your gaze doesn't mean you're going to be walking down like a flippin' weirdo. That's not how it's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Obviously not.
Right? So you guys live here by the beach, right? So you go to the beach and you're walking on the beach and a girl walks past and she's half naked. You're going to see that.
Yeah, you're going to see
right?
that.
You've seen it. It's there. The image is there. Your brain has absorbed it. Everything. It's there.
Yeah.
Right? Now the lowering your gaze comes from, right? I saw it. It is what it is. It's carry on. Right? What's not lowering your gaze is, right, where's she now? Hey, that's not loneliness.
Yeah, but
Right?
this is what
Now
we
we're
do.
talking. This is now I get it.
This is
Now I
like
get
the
it.
problem.
Right? This is real life.
Yeah,
Now, okay,
but this is
cool.
what happens.
So if
and this
you
is what happens
do
with
that,
majority of
no,
men.
but okay, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
If you do that, cool.
Mm.
Then if you're gonna go be that brah, that's gonna go have a conversation and tell other females, no, you need to dress particular. Or even if you have daughters, you need to dress particular, but you can't control different. I can understand that. That's being a hypocrite.
Mm.
All right. That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the very fact that if you're going to go out there, right, and not if you're going to dress a particular way, you are going to attract attention. Now, most guys will look at you and be like, "Oh, lekker." Some guys will look at you and be like, "Right, I've seen you on a go." But other guys will look at you and go, "Right, you next." That is a problem. Now, you can't tell me, right, that if you go out there, that if you didn't dress a particular, and I'm talking about a small majority of people, obviously, you can't tell me that if you dress in a more modest way, that same psycho, right, is going to take longer to notice you because you're now blending in. And that's from a religious perspective. No, from a religious perspective, that is why women are told to cover up because they have got certain, because the male guys we are males, right? So,
but when you speak of psycho, I disagree. There's
right?
a whole museum. There's a whole museum on women who were raped that were completely modestly dressed.
Yes,
a lot of these people. Just wait. A lot of this museum was the outfit that they framed the outfits that each woman was raped in. Right? Men are fucking insane. They're psychos. Most of it was children. It was baby growers. It was wedding dresses.
Okay, wait, hold on. This is another topic in itself.
But this is where it leads to.
No,
when you say you next and I'm looking at you and then it's the attention. Men don't need a lot to want to.
No, but what I'm saying is you can still eliminate.
You can eliminate.
Okay, I'm not coming from that. That's not going to a whole nother thing. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if we're just going to keep it at this topic of being modest and dressing, you do have to, because it will get attention. Period.
Yeah.
There's no ifs or buts about it. Right? Now, what the guy does, that is on them. But as a female, you should still take your precautions. Just like you said, the guy should lower his hair. Absolutely. But the female should 100% control what she wears when she goes out.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple. It's not like, no, lower your dress first.
I'm not disagreeing with
exactly,
it. But I'm not disagreeing with it. But I'm saying, like you are saying, oh, a man does this because of that. You cannot blame the two.
It's not,
they exist separately.
You can't blame.
A woman has to be modest. Yes, we have to be modest. We're taught to be modest. I say that multiple times. I'm not against it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm just saying men don't need a lot to do fucked up weird things because men are fucking weird. Men are trash. I live by that. Hashtag men are trash. Majority of men are trash. They are. They literally are. The world is in demise because of men and their trash behavior.
You agree?
Men are supposed to lead. Men are supposed to lead. Men were put on this world first. They are meant to lead. They do not lead. They destroy.
To a certain extent, I do agree.
Oh, wow.
I feel like,
Shook it.
what do you mean?
Could you like to argue?
It's just the thing
to certain points I do, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, yes, men are, unfortunately, men are shit. Not all men. But
most.
They do bring us, I'm not going to say us.
Well, I said the generation of men today is weak in our first podcast or something we mentioned.
I'm not saying, yeah. But, unfortunately, a lot of men do catch on car, etc., which brings the good men down, if I can say so.
Shame.
But yeah.
No, I
feel like it kind of makes it difficult for, like, if I can put it in quotation, the good men, right? It kind of makes it a bit more difficult for them.
Yeah, because most of them are trash, and that is and you know why, Mo? I'll say why. Because at the end of the day, God put you guys on here to lead, and you ain't leading. You're distracting and destroying. And women, yes, women have taken turns and this modern day feminism
As long
bullshit and
as
all the
you
things,
acknowledge
it's completely it's wrong. And there are women who are like completely off the track and like women need to cover themselves more, women need to be more modest, women need to be nurturers, what we put out on this earth, right? Everyone has different opinions of how people need to be. But we were put on this earth for specific reasons. Men were to lead and women are to then follow and kind of like be that submissive in a specific way, in some ways. But they can't be because men are trash. Now we're going back to another topic.
We're going back to our first topic. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but I want to touch on that again about the whole fucking leading stuff. Some women don't like to be leading.
Yeah, me.
Some women find it hard to fucking lead.
Yeah, but it's different ways,
So
in different ways, man. I'm talking about
Nah,
leading
they
it in
don't.
like protecting and in
Nah,
and like
you can't- nah, you
leading a
can't be-
family and being there are different ways
Yeah,
of
yeah, I
leading.
get you.
Like you need to be strong enough to be like, actually, this is like you are a present figure. You are making certain rules and boundaries for your family,
You
for your
won't
children,
accept
for
it.
your whatever.
You won't accept it. Not just you. Females won't accept it. They don't want to.
I don't feel like that.
I 99% think that they don't. Because that is half the issue.
Yeah.
And it comes back to our first podcast. You don't want a guy to lead because you want to say too much. You're too opinionated. Opinionated.
I'm too
No,
opinionated.
not you. It's too. It's,
No, but I am too
well,
opinionated.
no, and that's the thing. So
Yeah.
you will make a guy second guess every decision that he makes because, and again, when I say you, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Because. No, but why don't you do it this
Then
way?
be stronger.
Oh, well, then if
as
you're going to be
simple as
strong, you're
that.
not going to like it.
No,
because it's going to
but
crash.
I will.
No, you won't.
I
You say you
will.
won't.
I will.
On 100% one.
You definitely won't.
No, but look at the thing is, Maz will say that, right? But if he puts his foot down with me, it's down, and I know. There's specific.
After Musa.
But then it's down. Look, I do
No.
push back. No, I do. I push back, but I also know what my place is. But also, at the same extent, I'm not one of those women that's going out and taking advantage and partying and doing things. I'm here. I'm a present mother. I'm
Okay.
a fucking good mother. I'm a good wife. I'm here. You know, I don't do crazy shit. So it's hard for him to be like, oh, the point finger. But there are certain things where he's like, that wasn't cool. I would like whatever. And then I like in retrospect, I think, okay, you know what?
Nah,
I do feel like I do. See,
Yes.
please, man, you're acting like I'm like a tyrant here.
nah,
Tyrant.
Now you know you're
I'm not, and I listen to myself. And if he
Maybe
feels
just a little bit.
It's
uncomfortable,
not about,
but I do push back first. I do. But I do
but
eventually.
it's not about us. It's just I think it's
In general.
It's the whole situation, man. And I'm the first to say that men are weak. Like I mentioned it in our second podcast.
Yeah.
I'm the first to say that. Because it is the state that men are in today. Bro, you guys, we have a lot of work to do. Like we have got like from being mentally strong, tough, right? Man up, and really we do have to man up. Even if today they talk about this whole men have to be emotional. Yes, I get it, but still.
No, I just
Tough enough.
if I can one point to take away, men, just get your shit together.
Yeah.
Like seriously, just get
Absolutely.
your shit together. It's not that fucking hard.
Yeah. And like anybody
It's
that
not that fucking
and anybody that comes to me and tells me like, oh yeah, you don't have time, bro, make the time, right? Sacrifice 2 hours of sleep less, do what you have to do. Stop making excuses that, oh, my life is busy or that, right? Generations before us, they could do 10 times the things we're doing. They had hard physical labor jobs. We sitting on most of us in a chair like this in front of a computer.
And it comes back to accessibility.
Yeah,
we can get everything and we can get it now, right?
Yeah.
We can take our phones, click on a button, order something, and there it is, right?
Yeah.
It's so quick, it's so easy for us.
It's in anything and everything, right? I got into the fitness industry, right? And family, friends, in the beginning, you fitness industry, you fitness freak, or wait till you're old. And I'm like, bro, get your shit together, man. Don't tell me what you experiencing, right? The thing is, you're supposed to get out there and push yourself, right? I'm not saying you need to be an athlete, but you're supposed to make the effort every day. It doesn't matter what, as long as you're making an effort to do better and be better. Right? Don't come tell me, oh yeah, no, you were just a fitness freak or you were this. There's like conversations and fights I used to have. I'm like, no, you can kiss my ass. It's like just because you're lazy and you don't want to get up off the couch, that's your thing. Don't come and tell that to me, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously,
I mean, do some people need more motivation? 100%. Then you have to find that motivation.
It's the consistency. It's the effort, right? It can be 5 minutes a day. It's the mindset that is important, because if you have the mindset that's going to wake up every day to do everything you need to, that's what's important. So from that element, right, men, just man up and do what you're supposed to do, right? Suck it up. You're getting older. Leave all the stuff you used to do when you were a child. Do what you need to do. Build a life. Be there for your family, and it's going to come back to you in the future in a good way, right?
Yeah.
In saying that, women, same thing. Like, get out of your heads. Like, I get it. You are emotional. It is what it is. It's a given. That's no biggie. And we need to learn how to deal with that as men, right? We need to know how to navigate and have those communication skills. That is something we have to do and learn. But still, allow your man to lead. Like, allow him to do.
I'm gonna allow you to lead,
be
man.
the leader, right? Yes, be the
leader.
And like, stop. And the thing is, don't put other guys like. The thing is, like, most guys also, like, I mean, you put most, not you, like, they put guys in this under this umbrella, like, oh, they trashed it, and it's like, bro, there's a lot of guys out there that are doing stuff that should be celebrated.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. But so that's what I'm saying. Like, not every man is going to be a loud leader, right? That's not how it is. Like, my husband's a quiet leader. Like, we are in different ways. We are stronger in different ways. I am a very dominant personality type. I've always been independent. I've always been independent. This is how I've always been like this, right? I've always been independent. I had a career before I met my husband, before I started dating. Yeah, they were like, my dad was like, when I brought Ziadam, he was like, ugh, this guy's gonna last 2 weeks.
Your dad told me, right? I don't think I ever told you.
Be careful.
My dad can't stand up for himself because he's paid.
I know, but I'm saying be careful.
Maybe granted that it is. I mean,
are you, like, literally said, are you sure that she's watching? And I always thought, what, like,
he was giving you an up.
Talking about her, yeah. He's like, you sure this is what you want?
Look here, my dad loved me, but he also knew me, right? And he knew that I needed someone who, like, is strong. And that's why, like, people think, like, oh, yeah, this is quiet guy and you dominate. Like, he wouldn't be here 8 years down the line if he was just a little puppet, you know? Like, he has to also handle me, and he handles me. And that's the thing, like...
Choice of words,
but, like, but I'm just saying in a different way. Like, it takes... Like, you know, I am a more dominant personality. I've always been. And, like, my dad always, like, when I brought him, he literally said, oh, this guy's going to last 2 weeks. Bets. He literally betted on you, but you lasted longer than 2 years. Because literally, like I would, like, maybe date a guy, and then, like, I'm just like, oh, I was like, I get the ick very easy, and I'd be like, oh, this guy is, like, not it. But anyways, here we are. Alhamdulillah, 10 years later. And well, we started dating 10 years ago. We married for 8 years. But yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
I had to show them
this year.
You should be there. You're talking for most of us.
Yeah. But, like, you know, like, so, like, you don't have to be...
You didn't tell me the same thing, but you said, all right, you know what the info? She's all yours now, bro. Good luck.
I don't think my dad is spoken.
No, but that's what he told me.
Yeah.
He's like, and on our wedding day, she's like, she's all yours, mate.
Yeah.
I'm klar. So
but like, you know what? Those are the same fathers that raise us to be strong and independent. Because, like my dad always said, he's raising his girls to be strong and independent because he doesn't want us to rely on a man. He would love us to get married and to have that partnership, but he doesn't want us to have to rely on a man and have to be in a relationship and have to stick out a shitty relationship because we are reliant on a man, you know? Absolutely. So that's how our parents raised us. You need to be strong and be able to stand on your own 2 feet. If you meet someone who can help you and you can build a life together, great, alhamdulillah for that. But, like, so that doesn't always happen, right? And so I am more dominant in personality than my husband. I'm not talking, like, can you just get your man at the gutter and stop laughing? But, like, in, like, personality, I'm louder, I'm bolder than him, right? He's like a more passive person. He's, like, so unbothered. But, like, it works, right? And sometimes I have to punch him over his head and be like, come on, wake up. And sometimes I need to be slowed down by him when he slows me down. And it's like, not everything is such an urgency. Just chill. Like last week Friday, it's like, can you put your work away? Just close it. Like it's time now. Like it's that. And we balance each other out.
I get you.
But like he leads in that sense. Like he balances me out and I put a bomb up his ass.
What?
Like my mom would say, put a bomb under his ass.
It sounds to me like you leading while she's got a bomb under your ass. So you in front, right? Walk, boy, bomb under your ass. Keep walking, lead, and you're like, okay.
But like we work and we balance each other out and we have a good thing going, you know?
Yeah. Look here.
Not everyone has to be a crazy tyrant leader. I'm talking about men.
No,
so when I say lead, I mean like be present, be there for your family, set boundaries, work together, be a stand-up man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Provide for your family. Prioritize them first. That's what I mean by lead. I don't mean
I think the
whoops the crack.
Neither do I. That's a
crack the whip.
ship.
So there's a certain talk about leading, ego.
Yeah.
It's an ego thing, right? For a lot of men. But I think like sometimes like men have to just put at certain times the ego aside.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Leading, and you know what? She like nailed it. Like when she said like you can be a silent leader, and I 100% agree. Part of being a good leader, part of being a good man, is actually knowing when to speak and when not to speak. And most of the time, it's not speaking.
To speak, so that you don't miss
Yeah, yeah. It's because you're smart.
Yeah.
Like my mentor said, you're playing chess, not checkers, right?
You ask almost like your opa or what. You ask him like, I mean, these
Yeah.
who has married for like what, 50 years. And you please ask him, what is that success? Like, how do we get to be 50 years married? And my papa always used to say, he didn't answer the question. He just nodded his head down. And that's what you do.
Yeah.
Just nod, yes.
Yeah.
Did we watch this?
And like I so agree with it because people used to tell you in the beginning, like I don't think like anyone when you get married, like you're not two different people coming together and you have different ways of doing things. Now she will tell you over the years, I've let everything, all the like little things that would like annoy me. And I can admit this, and this is the part of your growth arc, right? You get better. Like we'd like clash. Little things, man. Like little things. It can be like the biggest thing was like I don't like caramel, right? Sure, bro, I don't like caramel.
Who does like to bite on a piece of caramel?
Yeah, so like I grew up my mommy never ever like put cardamom like in the food, right? Like the seeds, whatever you want to call it. So I hated it. So in the beginning I would like clash with her, like this. Like that's a typical example, but over the years it's just like no, that's like let it go, right? So there's a lot of things as like look at her, she's laughing. A lot of things over the years that I would just let go because, like you said, it's the ego, right? And it's like just whatever. And sometimes the silence actually over time kind of just proves you right. So there's like a few times that she'd do something. Okay, sure, cool, do your thing. And then time will go by, and then she'd realize, oh, it doesn't, maybe this isn't how I expected it to be. I'll just be quiet again. And then she'd look at me and be like, no, it can be anything. It can be something as simple as putting a chair here. And I'm like, I don't think it, okay, fine, I'm going to put it there. And then maybe a day down the line, the chair shouldn't be here. Right, cool. In the beginning, I was silent, right? And when she said, oh, maybe it shouldn't be, then I'm silent again.
What are you talking about?
It's like examples, man.
Point. And then you'd be like, and then she'd like look at me and I'd be like, okay, like, shut up. And I'm like, why are you saying shut up? I'm just being silent. So your silence is actually very powerful. So it's like knowing when not to talk, type of thing. So it's
And you know what? No, like that's over time. Also, like no one's a perfect person, right? And like you marry someone, like especially in our division, you don't live with this person. So when you marry them and you're living with them and you're seeing like all the parts of them now that you didn't see when you were dating, right? and like there's certain things that you have to learn to forgive. You can't. There's some people are just the way they are. Some things you can better. Some things that's just how they are.
Yeah.
You have to also sometimes you have to overlook certain things because it's like a pros and cons
Here's how it
list,
goes.
right? You have to just sometimes overlook certain things and be forgiving and give the other person grace. My mom always says this: give the other person grace, because, like, as much look, he's shaking it, but as much as that thing annoys you about him, there's like 5 other good things about him, right?
Yeah.
And you always have to remember that.
There's always 1 or 2 things. That's always kind of, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. Like I saw the other day, someone's story was like, I'm gonna start a thread now, whatever. It was like, I love my partner, but continue the sentence. And it's like, okay, and it's like interesting.
Yeah. I think we've spoken enough now. My mouth is tired, and I don't say that often. Like my mouth muscles are tired.
Yeah, you did speak a lot.
Yeah. Because you've spoken like really, and that is like quick fire rapid, and blind items.
I don't think we can do quick fire rapid, bro. Like all of this is like off the cuff, right? It's like just
blind items.
Yeah, like we don't plan any of this stuff, but I don't think we can do quick fire, man. I don't know how long we've been talking. I feel like we've been talking for like 5 hours.
It's fine. We're gonna split this anyways. No lies.
Yeah, hour and 40 minutes.
Okay, we're cutting it there.
Yep, that is definitely too.
That's us signing out for the night.
Yeah, do the usual: subscribe, share, comment,
like. Please comment.
Follow.
Let us know your thoughts on how you feel about this, because we've not gotten much feedback. Well, we've gotten feedback in person. Yeah, we've gotten feedback in person, but like comment on the thread, on the posts, on the reels, on our
comment
YouTube
if you want me up there
video.
on the table talking shit.
Comment if you want that. Comment if you want Cookies and Ziad in front of the camera.
Should we get all 4 of us like on the camera? I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Because
like
we literally are doing that. It's just stay sitting
behind
5 centimeters behind the camera.
We got the cheap seats.
So yeah, let us know, and
don't be shy. We all know you guys relate to these topics some way or the other. Talking to you. Yeah, you.
Okay, see you guys.
Call up to the sky, make we raise our voice high. Sing with the birds as they fly by. Sing now your praise with their